Right, this is Mark then before the home game again, the away game at Bradford City. 2 wins out of 2, back-to-back first time this season, 2 clean sheets. Are things tightening up a bit, do you think, in terms of the performances?
I think we're learning. I think the naivety's hopefully going out of our game. I think we've worked really hard for 2 decent victories, different circumstances, away from home against Aldershot. I watched the DVD yesterday for 45 minutes. We were superb. Some of the football we played, defended really well, and scored a couple of great goals. Second half we had to not survive. We had to defend and defend properly, and we did that. And we keeper made saves when he was called upon. Against Northampton, not a spectacular performance. A really good 30 minutes within the second half, and I think the boys are realising what it's about as much as anything else. It's not just about playing good football. It's not just about scoring goals. It's about doing the other things that allow the things that you do well to matter, and you get 3 points. And we're not getting carried away. We've had a pleasing start now, probably better than people probably would have expected. But it's raised the expectation levels within the dressing room now. I think Neil and myself and my staff have always had belief in the players, and whatever you do, we want to be as successful as we can be. But I think that realisation is now just starting to dawn on 1 or 2 players, and that's not putting pressure on them. That's not doing anything else bar saying that we can compete in this league and compete well.
Were things a bit open until the last couple of games?
I don't think so. I presume you're getting on, and whether the diamond earlier on was a bit open. We went to a diamond in the second half and weren't necessarily so. I think just the penny's starting to sink in with 1 or 2 about just 1 or 2 things, and that's what happens when you get a new team. You can look good because you're scoring goals, but other parts of your game where you're conceding too many are highlighted. I think we've just worked on things on the training ground on a continuous basis, whether we play 4-4-2, a diamond or whatever we play. I think the players are just starting to realise that we've got some good players here, and if we work hard enough, then who knows what can happen.
Clearly you played a specific system at Aldershot. Is that something you've looked at again this week before going to Bradford?
Yeah, of course it is. But I will work on things on the training ground, whatever I'm going with. I don't tell people what I'm going to go with. That. It's in consideration, definitely. But Sean did exceptionally well second half against Northampton, and I think his pace might cause him 1 or 2 problems. JJ being out, it might just suit us to go 4-4-2. We'll see. I'll have a look today in training. I've got 1 or 2 ideas what I want to have a look at, and I'll just see how they work. They're a decent team, Bradford. It'll be a good atmosphere, 12,000 there, and they'll be up for it. They'll be trying to get another home win. Peter will have his boys well drilled and ready to come flying at us. So we'll have to see what we can do.
They're better than the table would suggest.
Without a shadow of a doubt, they're better than the table suggests. And I'm sure that result last week at Barnet they'll be looking to kick on. But we've got to go up there positive, confident, and with the belief that we can go up there and get a result.
For the lads who haven't played there before, is it very noisy?
It's a good ground. It's a big ground. When you get 12,000 there, on a regularish basis, then it's always going to be quite an intimidating place for this division, for players in this division. So that doesn't worry me. I'm not worried about my players in that respect. I'm making sure that we're focused on our jobs, and the players know the strengths and weaknesses of Bradford, but we concentrate on what we're good at.
You mentioned about Milligan. You had hoped to have him available. Are you saying that he may not be around?
There's a chance he will be. He'll be training with us today. Whether it's a date, probably a game too early, we'll have a look at. He'll definitely be some part within the squad, and we'll make a decision today and tomorrow to the exact team and how we're going to go and play.
In a way, the Barnet result for Bradford might bluntly have kept Peter Taylor in a job, because they clearly weren't doing desperately well. What have you seen of them that says they might be turning a corner?
You know, Peter's been around in the game a long time. He's a good manager. He's got a really good squad of players. Things were inevitably going to turn for him, and we've just got to make sure that we look after ourselves on Saturday. You know, I don't talk about other people, particularly other managers. You know, his boys have backed him last Saturday, and I'm sure he'll be looking for exactly the same again Saturday. We've got to go up there and be party poopers, if you like. You know, they'll be looking to kick on, but you know, we're doing okay at the moment. And as I say, if we go up there and work hard, you know, we've shown that we can compete with most teams.
In terms of Artis, Riley and Wes, who would be the furthest up the fitness chain of those three?
Frankie. Martin will be another week before he joins in. Start next week before he joins in training. Wes will be another couple of weeks. Frankie trained on Tuesday with the youth team. There's no reaction to that yesterday. We'll see how he is this morning. He'll join in. JJ will also join in. He trained on Tuesday, and we'll see. You know, Martin's. I've got to have a chat with Martin with the physio. We'll see where we are with him. Wes is having treatment in this oxygen chamber at Gloucester, and you know, along with the treatment he's having with Wes, you know, we're not going to rush him back for the sake of, you know, one game. He's fit when he's fit, and it's up to everybody else to stand up and be counted while he's not in the team.
In a way, there's the benefit there of only having Saturday to Saturday matches. Another week is only one game out.
Exactly. You know, we think about that as well as you making that observation. You know, we know what he'll hopefully be back for. We're working towards that, as we are with Martin, as we are with Frankie, and as you know, JJ's. We hoped it'd be a one game and perhaps back for this one, and we'll just see how he is today.
Thank you.
Mark, you said the penny might be dropping from some of the players about things you're trying to work on with them. So did you expect that to happen with the team you sort of brought so many new players in the summer?
That's not a criticism. I think it's just when you put a new team together, you've got lots of dynamics within that team, lots of little facets within the group, and they get to learn about each other as individuals, as players, as men. And I think people are just starting to gel a little bit more, if you like. And when you throw a new team together like we had to do in the summer, yes, it can have its plus points in that you can do things well, but there are also other things that they need to learn off each other. And I just think one or two things are starting to click into place a little bit, and that's not us taking things for granted. That's us working on things on a daily basis, and the players understanding how we want to do things, and understanding that if they do them, we have some talent in that squad to make things happen, as well as just showing that we can play football.
Yeah, I know you put a lot of care into the characters you brought in, as well as obviously having footballing ability. You've been pleased with some of the characters you brought in starting to shine through now.
Of course. We've got a really good group. I think what's lacking in football at the moment is your Roy Keane types, is your real strong leaders, and that's not a criticism of Pookie or any of my more experienced players. I think that's just what, if you speak to nearly every manager, bar someone who's going to get you 30 goals a season, I think that's what's missing in the modern game. You know, it's that strong leadership, that strong character, and as I say again, it's not. I don't necessarily mean you're captain. You know, I could have been captain or not captain, but I'd still like to think I could have led, and Roy Keane would have been but a damn sight better at it than I was. You know, people of that ilk are out of the game at the moment, and if you can find me one, I think that'd add something to our squad, and just, you know, that just general organisation, and that's why I'm jumping up and down on the touchline sometimes.
Is there someone here at the moment you think can be the modern day Mark Yates and do that in midfield at Cheltenham?
No one's as good as that. That's not me shouting my mouth off and comparing myself with Roy Keane as well either, by the way. I don't quite see where Mark Yates and Roy Keane came up in the same conversation. If we had a little bit more of that, we are naive at times, and that's probably that leader. My leaders are probably people that show by example. You know, your Stevie Elliott's, your Bookies, your Josh Lowe's, your Keith Lowe's, your Gallans, your Birds, your more experienced players. They're not shouters and ranters and ravers. And don't get me wrong, that's not what it's about. Just what it's about. But that they're just understanding that how the mechanics of our squad are coming together, and we've got, like I say, we've got some great lads, some great characters, and they're doing great.
Yeah, before the season, everyone was a bit reluctant to start making any predictions.
Yeah.
Obviously, didn't really know what to expect. Now,
Yeah.
they're all quite happy to openly say we're aiming for the playoffs.
Wow.
Is that a good sign that they're
Supporters also?
well, the fact the players are all saying we want a playoff place now.
Good, good for them. I ain't going to go shouting my mouth off from the rooftops that we're going to get in the playoffs, we're going to get automatic promotion, stuff like that. All I know is that we can compete with, when we're at it, we can compete with most teams in this league. It's a really tough league, and yes, we are where we are in the table, but a couple of poor results, and you're sort of below mid-table. A couple of positive results, and you can really kick on. All I want my players to do is keep believing. We believe in them. If we continue to work our socks off, continue to come in every day and play with a smile on our face, play with the willingness to work hard for each other and to enjoy themselves. Because if you're enjoying yourselves, you're obviously doing something right. Then we'll be more than happy. Where that can take us, then who knows? But it's good to hear the players having positive thoughts and enjoying working hard for each other. Long may that continue.
Yeah, just got to mention Shane Duff was obviously first time he's going to be, if he plays, up against Cheltenham since leaving, and you've been monitoring his progress since he.
Of course, I've spoke to Shane a couple of times, as probably you have. He's been in and out, and if he plays on Saturday, I'm sure he'll be right up for it. But he was a great servant for the club, and I think the club was great for Shane Duff as well. So, that's gone. We'll go up there, we'll shake hands and talk to each other after the game. But it's about the group of players that I've currently got here at the moment who are doing well, and going up there and making sure we come away with something on Saturday.